purpose of the Preschool Language Scale 5th edition, commonly known as the PLS-5, is to test a variety of language aspects in children ages birth to 7 years, 11 months. The PLS-5 is a revision of the Preschool Language Scale 4th edition. This test can be used to determine if a child has a language delay or disorder, to determine if a child has primarily a receptive or expressive language delay or disorder, or a delay or disorder that involves both, and to determine if a child is eligible for early intervention or speech and language services. It can also be used to identify receptive and expressive language skills in the areas of attention, gesture, play, vocal development, social communication, vocabulary concepts, language structure, integrative language, and emergent literacy, to identify a child's language strengths and weaknesses so that appropriate interventions can be provided, and to measure the efficiency of speech and language treatment.
Emma is 3 years old and was diagnosed with autism when she was 2 years old. Since Emma was 2 years old, she has received speech and occupational therapies through early intervention services. While some progress has been made, Emma still exhibits numerous expressive, receptive, and pragmatic deficits. Emma lives at home with her mother, father, and 6-year-old brother who is developing within normal limits. There is no family history of autism, and Emma's mother reports having a healthy pregnancy. The family's native language is English. Emma's parents reported that Emma experienced linguistic regression when she was 18 months old. Expressively, Emma currently displays a limited lexicon consisting of only 5 monosyllabic words, including mom, dad, ball, milk, and dog. Emma irregularly gestures to toys she wants, such as stuffed animals, but rarely displays eye contact. Emma will sometimes repeat what another person says, but it appears as more echolalic than functional speech. Receptively, Emma displays difficulty following 2-step commands and irregularly follows 1-step commands. Emma also demonstrates difficulty comprehending facial expressions. Fine motor and gross motor skills are challenging for Emma due to weak muscle tone. Emma exhibits difficulties with self-feeding and holding utensils, crayons, and pencils. Behaviorally, Emma is not physically aggressive towards other individuals, but when she feels that other people do not understand what she is trying to communicate, she can throw a tantrum. Emma soothes herself by flapping her hands. Emma prefers playing alone, does not engage in pretend play with toys, and is tactile sensitive to clothing tags.
Testing materials. The PLS-5 includes the Examiner Manual, Picture Manual, Administration and Scoring Manual, Record Form, Articulation Screener, Language Sample Checklist, PLS-5 Profile, Home Communication Questionnaire, Item Analysis Checklist, Clinician's Worksheet, and Manipulatives.
The manipulatives include a ball about the size of a tennis ball, 8 1 to 2 inch cube blocks that are different colors, including at least 1 red block and 1 blue block, 2 children's books that contain pictures and 1 to 4 lines of text on each page. The title and author's name should be clearly displayed on the front of the book, and the book should have page numbers. 3 small plastic bowls, a solid box with a removable lid. The box cannot be transparent, and the objects inside the box must not be visible unless the lid is removed. A container of bubble solution and a bubble wand, and 2 cars. When purchasing the manipulatives kit from PLS-5, the kit includes 4 cars, 2 appropriate for play with children ages 6 months and older, and the other 2 appropriate for play with children ages 3 and older. It is important to use the toys that are age appropriate for the children that are being tested. There is also a 6 to 12 inch tall teddy bear that has movable arms and legs so it can be moved from a standing to a sitting position. A cloth that is large enough to cover the teddy bear, a small plastic comb, 8 crayons that must be red, yellow, blue, green, black, brown, orange, and purple, 3 small plastic or paper cups, a rubber or stuffed duck, 3 standard size keys on a keyring, 1 sheet of paper to crumble, and 5 blank sheets of paper for the child to draw on, a small pitcher, a small plastic sandwich bag that has a zip tie closure, a spoon that is plastic or lightweight metal, a squeaky toy that is soft plastic that squeaks when squeezed, infant toys that are colorful and can be disinfected and safe for infants to mouth, 1 to 2 plastic rattles, a colorful wind-up toy that children will find interesting, and a watch with a second hand or a stopwatch. This is used for timing responses.
The PLS-5 score sheet is set up in a booklet format. At the top of the cover, there is an area for the child's name, age, sex, grade, address, their school, teacher, and the examiner's name. Below that is the calculation area for the raw scores. The raw scores are calculated by subtracting the number of the last test item from the number of items the client scored a 0 on. To the right of this is the norm reference scores. This contains the standard score confidence interval, percentile rank for standard score confidence interval values, and age equivalent. Below these charts, a discrepancy comparison can be found. This is the expressive communication standard score subtracted from the auditory comprehension standard score. There is an area to write the critical value, an area to note if there is a significant difference, a prevalence in the normative sample, and a level of significance of 0.15 to 0.05. Under the discrepancy comparison, the supplemental measures for the articulation screener raw score, language sample checklist, and the home communication questionnaire can be found. This allows the examiner to check off the information that each of these supplemental materials provided. Next to the supplemental materials area on the right, there's the growth scale values. Here the clinician can record the values of the test from the first administration through the fourth administration. There is also an area for the examiner to make notes. To the far left of the cover, there's an area for the examiner to calculate the client's chronological age, and below that, there's a score summary. The score summary shows the standard scores, where the different deviations from the mean fall, and where the mean is. There is a place to mark the standard score for auditory comprehension, expressive communication, and total language score. Plus or minus 1 standard deviation is highlighted in purple. When the record form is open, the score sheet is split down the middle, with the left side containing the scoring section for auditory comprehension and the right side containing the scoring section for expressive communication. The score sheet tells you where to start based on the child's age. Up to the age of 3 years to 3 years 5 months, there's a place to circle CR for caregiver report, an O for observation, and an E for elicitation. Next to these, a 1 and a 0 can be found. The 1 is if the child completed the task, and the 0 is if they did not complete the task. The CR, O, and E are to be circled if the caregiver says the child can complete a task, if you observe the child doing a task, or if you elicit the child's ability to complete the task. If the child completes the task at any point in the time during the test or after, the clinician must go back into the test and give the child a 1, even if they scored a 0 before. The score sheet provides norm-referenced information to determine if the child being tested has a language delay or disorder and the severity of the delay or disorder. The scores for auditory comprehension are compared to the scores for expressive communication. In order to obtain valid scores, it is important that the clinician knows the instrument that they are using and that he or she adheres to the administration procedures during the test. The clinician should observe the child's behavior, record responses correctly, and follow the interpretation guidelines to interpret scores correctly. The clinician should also relate the scores from the test to the information that was provided about the child. Within the record form, 3 supplemental materials can be found: the articulation screener, language sample checklist, and PLS-5 profile. The articulation screener can be used for children 2 years 6 months to 7 years 11 months. This test yields research-based criterion scores that can determine if further articulation testing is warranted. The language sample checklist can be used on children who speak in connected utterances. It gives the overview of content, structure, and use of a child's spontaneous speech. MLU can be calculated, and a summary profile of spontaneous utterances can be created. The intelligibility of the child can also be recorded. The PLS-5 profile is another way to review the child's error patterns. This profile provides a visual representation of a child's abilities and errors. It is categorized by the type of language skill. Item analysis checklist can be found in Appendix F of the Administration and Scoring Manual. It shows all of the items on the auditory comprehension and expressive communication scales by age level. It enables the clinician to scan for errors quickly and determine if there is a pattern of errors across the age level. The clinician's worksheet can also be found in Appendix F. This worksheet has 3 sections: assessment results, follow-up for the child and family, and outcomes of additional assessment and training. It summarizes information about the child's language ability that allows the clinician to prepare for a program planning meeting. It includes information relevant to the development of the Individualized Family Service Plan.
The Home Communication Questionnaire includes questions that relate to a child's receptive and expressive language skills that are demonstrated at home or at preschool or daycare setting in regards to the PLS-5 tasks. The questionnaire is completed by the child's caregiver. The child must be between the ages of birth and 2 years and 11 months.
Here is my friend Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear wants to play hide and seek. He's going to hide now. Open the box and give Mr. Bear to me. Get Mr. Bear to me. Now let's get something to drink. You pour. Mr. Bear says he likes cold drinks. Here are some ice cubes. Get an ice cube and put it in a cup for Mr. Bear. I want a drink too. Please give me a cup. Put an ice cube in my cup. Where's your cup? Put an ice cube in your cup. Let's drink. That was good. Please help me clean up now. Look at all of these children. Show me the child who is sleeping. Good. Show me the child who is eating. Show me the child who is playing. Very good. Now look at all of these children. Show me the child who is drinking. Show me the child who is washing. Show me the child who is running. All right, let's move on. Look at the pictures. Show me what you use to drink water. Very good. Show me what you wear on your foot. Show me what you can ride on. Show me what you use to watch cartoons. Very good. Look at this picture. What is it?
Ball.
Very good. What is this?
Book.
Okay. What is this?
Dog.
And what is this?
Ball.
Okay. Look at these pictures. What is this? What is this?
Dog.
And what is this?
Ball.
What is this? What is this?
Ball.
What is this?
Dog. Ba. Ba. Ba.
What is this? Can you say pan?
Pa.
What is this?
Dog.
What are these? Teeth. T, t. What is this?
Dog.
What is this?
Dog.
What is this?
Done.